American whiskey, especially bourbon, has been enjoying a renewed renaissance in the last few years. But have you read some of these reviews? I mean, hints of tobacco and leather mixed with stone fruit? Or a dry finish with chewability to the caramel toffee and oak? Really? Now I'm trying out a lot of these whiskeys, many for the first time, and letting you know what I think of them in plain English. These are whiskey reviews for the rest of us, all from the comfort of my whiskey den. Hey everyone, it's David coming to you from Central Ohio, and one of my recent videos I reviewed Old Overholt Straight Rye Whiskey. Now, that rye was, I think it was a 51% rye content. And I figured, well, let's see how it compares to something with a higher rye content. So I thought today we would take a look at Redemption Rye. You see that there? Redemption Rye. I have not had any of the Redemption products yet. This is billed as Pre-Prohibition Rye Revival. It's 92 proof. It's a mash of 95% premium rye and 5% barley, and aged in new charred oak barrels. It is a product that is distilled and bottled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So we're not even going to pretend that it's like a Kentucky product, but it doesn't have to be. Haven't heard a whole lot about, well, I've heard that the rye is pretty good. The jury's out on the Redemption bourbon, but I haven't tried it. So this is my first taste of Redemption Rye. I have had, how am I going to get that out? There we go. I have had Bullet Bourbon a few years ago, or Bullet Rye a few years ago, and that was really good and spicy. And the Old Overholt, I've had a sample of Defiant Rye, which is 100% rye, at the distillery, but have not tried that for you here yet. So I thought I'd do a little series on different rye whiskeys. So let's see what I think. Now that we've let the rye breathe a little bit, let us get ourselves a clean vessel in which to pour said rye and see what I think of it. The bottle is very reminiscent of the Bullet Bourbon bottles. It's like that frontier look, like a flask, a hip flask. It's nice and curved in the back. And you know, even the label, they make it look like it's something like from the Old West. It's got a little texture to it. It's like kind of not even straight. But, you know, you can have the prettiest packaging you want. But what's it taste like? Has a spicy scent to it. It's got a light brown, it's like a light brown bourbon color to me. Well, let's see. There's no corn mash in it, apparently. This might take a while to figure it all out in my brain. I'm gonna have to do something here. I'm gonna get the Old Overholt and see how they stack up to each other. Stand by, please. So I had to get up. We're planning on building me a little bar here, so I'm not sitting down. I stand up and I can easily reach stuff on these shelves and do the videos. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, here's the Old Overholt. Now again, the Old Overholt is at 51, at least minimum 51%. It's cheaper. It's 3 years old. This is 86 proof as well. No, this is 92 proof was the Redemption. Old Overholt to me is a little bit darker. Old Overholt has a bit more of a spice to it. But the Redemption has a little bit more smoothness. But to me, the Redemption just tastes like a bourbon. It doesn't, to me, have that rye, what I expect a rye to be. Let's see the Overholt. Yeah, this Overholt. This is really good. This is really oryx. There we go. You know, if I'm gonna go with a rye whiskey, I don't know if it's just my taste or I'm not used to the rye, but to me this tastes like just a regular bourbon, like a high rye bourbon. So I don't know if that's normal or not. I do know that the Overholt, now this has become a rye battle, hasn't it? But I'm sorry. Well, there we go. Old Overholt. So the Redemption to me, I'm gonna really have to try their bourbon at some point and compare it, because to me this just tastes like a really high rye bourbon. Maybe I'm missing something. I would think it would have maybe some spicier notes to it, but it really doesn't. I know the 100% rye that I had at Defiant tasted like I was rating my spice rack, like those cinnamon and nutmeg type of tastes to me, which the Redemption doesn't have. But it's still a good whiskey to use for mixing. So there you got it. That's my review of the Redemption Rye. I really don't have any feelings one way or the other about it, to tell you the truth. I'm not passionate about it, but then I'm not wanting to send it over to the leper colony, if you know what I mean. I don't have any feelings one way or the other. If someone were to give it to me, I'd really appreciate it, but then on the other hand, I could use my money to buy something a little different. But it's really good to grace my shelf with, and if company comes and they want a shot of Redemption Rye, I will have it on hand. Just for you. Just for you, friends. So, there you go. Nothing else to say. I don't want to start rambling. Lord, I was born a rambling man, drinking some whiskey and doing the best I can. Alright, so until next time, it's David coming to you from my whiskey den. And as always, I hope your next pour is your best pour. So stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So long. Thanks again for visiting me here at my whiskey den. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll be enjoying our next visit together soon. Thanks again for watching.